Are you taking on the challenge of changing your transmission range sensor yourself to save both money and time? We've got you covered in this video, where we'll walk you through the step-by-step process so you have a clear guide to follow. If you're ready, let's get started. 1. Prepare your car park on a flat surface first and set the parking brake. If you need to lift your vehicle, use jack stands to make sure your car is safely supported. Make sure the engine is also off and cool. If you own an automatic transmission, put the transmission in park. For manual transmissions, shift into neutral. 2. Locate the sensor. Your transmission range sensor is usually located on the transmission housing, attached to the shift linkage or transmission valve body, or it might also be near the gear shifter. But to find the exact location for your specific car, it's still best if you check the service manual for precision. 3. Disconnect the battery. This is a very important step because skipping it or forgetting to do it might lead to electrical accidents or shorts. All you need to do is disconnect the negative terminal of the battery before starting any work. Disconnecting the battery ensures safety while you work on the sensor. Remove the old sensor. Now, you need to disconnect the wiring by carefully unplugging the electrical connector attached to the sensor. Make sure that you handle the connector gently to avoid damaging the pins or wires. If there is a locking tab on the connector, press or lift it as needed to release the plug. But depending on your vehicle, you may need to remove mounting bolts or screws to detach the sensor. Use a socket wrench to remove the bolts securing the sensor to the transmission housing. 5. Install the new sensor. Align the new sensor by positioning it correctly in place and by making sure it matches up with the mounting holes on the transmission. Secure the sensor with bolts by first inserting and tightening them by hand to avoid cross-threading. Once the bolts are hand-tight, use a socket wrench to securely fasten them. 6. Connect wiring. Reattach the electrical connector to the new sensor and make sure it clicks into place securely. Check that the connector is fully seated and that the locking tab, if present, is engaged to prevent any loose connections. Make sure there are also no visible gaps or misalignment between the connector and the sensor. 7. Reconnect the battery. Reconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Make sure the terminal is securely attached and tighten the connection if needed. Once reconnected, check that there are no loose or exposed wires. 8. Test the installation. Start the vehicle and test the sensor functionality by shifting through each gear: park, reverse, neutral, drive. Make sure that the transmission operates smoothly and that each gear engages properly without any issues. Observe if the gear indicator on the dashboard reflects the correct gear position and check for any warning lights or error codes. If the transmission shifts correctly and there are no problems, the installation is complete. 9. Clear error codes, if necessary. If your vehicle's computer system stored any error codes related to the old sensor, use an OBD2 scanner to clear them. After connecting the scanner to the diagnostic port, follow the instructions to erase the stored codes. This step is important to make sure that the check engine light turns off and the vehicle's computer properly registers the new sensor. Once cleared, monitor the dashboard to confirm no new codes or warning lights appear. 10. Final checks. Double-check all connections and bolts to ensure they are tight and secure. After verifying everything is properly installed, take a short test drive to confirm that the transmission shifts smoothly through all gears. Pay attention to any unusual noises, jerking, or delays in shifting, as these could indicate a problem. If the transmission operates smoothly and without issues during the drive, the replacement is complete. There you go, you just replaced your transmission range sensor by yourself. Just make sure to follow all these steps carefully, because missing even one can compromise the whole process. By doing it yourself, you've likely saved yourself at least $200 to $400, which is what a mechanic would typically charge for the job. We hope you find this video helpful. And you can also let us know what problems you're having with your car by leaving a comment below, and we'll assist that next here on Fix It. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.